This is the value of wrestling, the revolutionary force in wrestling podcasting.
Oh, I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. I am back, and you know it. I'm the Big Timer. I'm right here with the Big Tyme Rants on the value of wrestling, and we're breaking down everything going on in the world of professional wrestling. Today, we're going to talk about the return of Randy Orton. Is Vince McMahon selling all his stock? And who is this new signee that Tony Khan is talking about? Well, I think we know who it is, and we're going to break it down for you right after this. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. I'm the one they all need, the Big Time, right here on the Value of Wrestling with the Big Time Rants. We're going to break down all the news going around in the world of professional wrestling. Randy Orton looks to have been leaked by WWE on their Instagram, recently posted Instagram with Orton taking Hunico out with an RKO, talking about how Randy Orton can come out of nowhere with an RKO, and leading a lot of people to speculate that he may return at Survivor Series as their mystery partner for the face team of Cody Rhodes, Sami Zayn, Jey Uso, and Seth Rollins, as they were going to need a fifth since we saw the alignment of Drew McIntyre with the Judgment Day. So, ladies and gentlemen, we got to be prepared for what is going to come from that. Hopefully, they'll give us Randy Orton on Monday Night Raw, not leave it as a surprise guest going into Chicago. If they leave it as a mystery partner, it could go bad. It could go good. It's, a lot of people expecting CM Punk to show up, and I don't think we're going to get CM Punk like everybody thinks we are. And we need to let it go and be happy that we're getting Randy Orton back if that's the direction they're going. But I think we're going to find out more on Monday, and we just have to wait until Monday rolls around to get all the information on that. If it's Randy Orton, that's going to be awesome. If it's somebody else, it still can be great. We're going to have to wait and see. A lot of speculation, a lot of rumors. Will Randy Orton finally return after being gone for over a year? Is Survivor Series going to be his place to make his return to in-ring action after we thought Randy Orton may not ever return to in-ring action? We are going to have to wait and see how that plays out. In other news, Vince McMahon has sold 8.4 million shares at $76.41 a share, ranking it a staggering $641,844,000 in net proceeds. He's still keeping a firm grip on WWE, holding on to 20,435,207 shares, which translate roughly to 12% of company's ownership. Vince is selling off. It seems like he may be getting pushed further and further out each time, but he is trying to hold on to whatever grasp he holds. But he sold a big chunk of stock today and made a ton of money, and he could be set for the rest of his life. I don't know what he has left to offer. I don't know what he has left to hold on to, but it definitely looks like Vince McMahon is trying to hold on to something, hang around. But we're going to have to see what the future holds. Is Vince McMahon going to still be in WWE? Is he going to still hold power for much longer? Things are definitely shifting. Things are definitely changing. It's going to get very interesting as we continue to move forward with everything going on with Vincent Kennedy McMahon, the WWE TKO. It is definitely an interesting time in the world of professional wrestling, a time that we didn't know we'd ever see. If Vince McMahon would ever completely walk away from the world of wrestling, now we're just kind of waiting to see how it's going to play out. At 2:34 p.m. this afternoon, most likely East Coast time, so that would have been around 12. No, that would have been around 11:34 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Tony Khan tweeted out, AEW has agreed to the terms with one of the world's best wrestlers, a pro who is known plus respected by virtually every AEW fan. They'll come to LA to sign their contract this Saturday, November 18th, on the pay-per-view at Full Gear in LA. Ladies and gentlemen, Tony Khan has a big surprise signee coming in to LA to sign their contract at AEW Full Gear. Now, we know a lot of the guys in WWE that were just released, they have a 90-day clause, and that clause is not up until the end of the month. Will Ospreay is still signed to New Japan Pro Wrestling, and contract will not expire until February-ish. So we are not close to February, so that's another name that is out of the running. So who could it possibly be? Who could Tony Khan be looking at to sign on Full Gear in LA Who could it be? Well, I think the biggest theory and the biggest thing that makes sense is the one, the only Mercedes Mone. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I think Mercedes Mone will be the one that we will see at Full Gear. I believe she will be signing her AEW contract and joining the All Elite family. Mercedes Mone will be All Elite come Full Gear. I think that's definitely the direction going in. There isn't anybody else really out there right now that you could say has the value that Tony Khan's trying to sell. Now, he could oversell and underdeliver, and this would not be good for Tony Khan. This would definitely be a backstep for Tony Khan. This would definitely be something that Tony Khan probably does not want to have happen. So I think he has to go big, and the biggest name that is out there right now is Mercedes Mone. Now, a lot of people had been saying that Mercedes Mone was going to return to WWE, and we'd get return of Sasha Banks, especially with Triple H running the creative direction. But I don't think that's what we're going to get. We saw Mercedes Mone at all in London. We know she showed up. We know they showed her on camera, and we've just been waiting for Tony Khan to pull the trigger on this one for them to come to some agreement and for Mercedes Mone to be debuting as All Elite. Now, what does this mean? Does this make AEW better? Will this make AEW a destination stop? Will this put ratings back on the TV? It's debatable. Briefly, yes, I think they're going to get a huge pop. I think they're going to get a lot of eyes on the brand because Mercedes Mone, formerly known as Sasha Banks, has not been seen on US TV in over a year, outside of momentary pops in New Japan Pro Wrestling. So if you get that, then that's one way. But we haven't seen her in the major brands in America in a while, for over a year now. So it's going to be definitely a big time. It's going to draw a lot of eyes to see how she is used and how it plays out. Will this increase ratings? Possibly a slight. It may not change the direction at all. And it also depends the storylines and where she is going to contend to get with. Is she going to be put right into a feud with a missing Britt Baker? Where is Britt Baker? When are we going to see her on TV? Can you bring Sasha Banks or can you bring Mercedes Mone in and then suddenly start a feud with her and Britt Baker when we haven't even seen really Britt Baker on TV in some time? Is she going to feud with the winner of the AEW Women's Championship match? We know that Hikaru Shida is going to face Timeless Toni Storm. And this could be very interesting in how this plays out. A lot of people speculating that Mercedes Mone is going to join, or Mercedes Mone is going to sign her contract. And a lot of people believe Toni Storm will win the AEW title. And this will lead to possibly a feud with Mercedes Mone in the future, along with recent signings that AEW has picked up. And I'm looking up the name because I totally forget her name. That's how big it was over. Yeah, Mariah May. Mariah May is looked to be put into a storyline with Timeless Toni Storm. This is the direction they're giving. There's a speculation that it's about a movie, and that Mariah May will be a fan of Toni Storm, and she will. This is going to be very esque of Trish Stratus, Mickie James, and her original run in WWE. I think we're going to get the fangirl until she accidentally costs Toni Storm the title. And then Mariah May and Toni Storm may start feuding. So could Mercedes Mone be the piece that Toni Storm is going to start feuding with? You're going to start a feud between Toni Storm and Mercedes Mone, leading with Mariah May interfering into this and making this a whole different type of situation. It is definitely interesting. Could we see the return of Britt Baker as the Devil? A lot of speculation, rumors that she will be playing the part of the Devil and that we'll see Britt Baker as the Devil. And if she's the Devil, will this mean that Mercedes Mone might join forces with a MJF to feud with, to help MJF feud with the Devil, who is going to turn out to be Britt Baker and the clan of men that she's going to have behind her? It could be definitely an interesting story. A lot going on. Full Gear could be very interesting. We could finally find out who the Devil possibly is. We may find out who the Devil is later tonight. But we may find out who the Devil is at Full Gear. We may have Mercedes Mone make her debut. We may have the return of Britt Baker in some form or faction. Who knows what Full Gear is going to have, but we know that Tony Khan has announced that there's a big signing. And the only big signing I think that is out there that would really reach this status and make sense for Tony Khan would be one Mercedes Mone. So I think we're going to have to tune in to Full Gear, see how it plays out, see if this helps AEW in any way get better. It's definitely going to be open to interpretation. Let me know what you think. Drop your comments down below. Who do you think is going to go showing up? Remember, most of the WWE guys are still under a 90-day compete clause. It won't be until the end of December that they will really be free agents and available to make their presence felt in any other company. So that kind of eliminates them. We know Will Ospreay's tied up until February with New Japan Pro Wrestling. So a lot of speculation here. But if you have an idea, who do you think it would be? Who would be a good person to beat who Tony Khan is hyping, or do you think Tony Khan is overhyping and will wind up under-delivering? It's just time to find out. Anyways, I'm the Big Time. This has been a Big Time Rants. This is the Value Wrestling. Make sure you like this video. Drop your comments down below. Share your opinions. Let's hear what you have to say about all this. And if you're new here and this is your first time, please hit that subscribe button because we're trying to grow and we want to march to 1,000 subscribers. And you can help us by simply hitting that subscribe button, and don't forget to ring that bell for notifications. We will be going live later tonight with a Dynamite review, so be ready for that. We're going to break down everything going on in Dynamite. Me and Mr. Clark will be here in studio. So definitely a lot to talk about. Definitely a lot going on. We're building into full gear, and then next week we got Survivor Series. So hopefully we'll be back in studio with more news, more information real soon. But until then, I thank you for being here, and I will catch you on the next one.